Owen, welcome to the Thursday night stream. I'm going to be working on Zelda tonight. Link to the Past. Okay, let's get back to it. Let me turn off all my adjustment layers. All right. So, where I left off on this one, off stream really, but I was working on these pillars in the background. They're all detailed and crazy. So, I got to finish those up. I got this one over here. I'm kind of like blocking them in Clip Studio and then rendering them out in here. So, yeah, you can see. That's what I'm up to tonight. Is just getting, like it doesn't need to be super detailed or nothing, but you can kind of get an idea if you look at like the detail in here. It's not super sharp. It's really implied and kind of loose, but I'm going to be doing that throughout. Love your work. Do you think you can achieve the same stuff on Procreate? Is the only downside the layer amount? The downside for me is I just don't really like Procreate that much because for whatever reason my brain and Procreate don't interface too well. I don't know what that is. It's my own problem. Everybody else seems to love it, so I don't know. But for me, I just have an issue with it. I'm so used to working in Photoshop and Krita and Clip Studio and with my big Cintiq Pro tablet, all that stuff. It's like it's really hard for me to go onto the iPad and enjoy it. I've tried it multiple times. I just don't love it. What are those white squares in the top right corner of my stream? Or the screen? That's just patterns that I use. So these are like overlays and whatnot at different surfaces. So if I want to make something look a bit more textured or realistic, I can use those. When you're opening a painting into Photoshop you've been working on in Clip, the values and colors don't seem to look the same. Am I doing something wrong? Ah, I mean, the easy one to ask is, are you looking at it in like CMYK, or is it just, I don't know. I don't know if like enough about different things. Like if you're doing something where you're doing like adjustment layers in Photoshop and then bringing it over into Clip, I know that when that happens, the like adjustment layers don't translate. So you have to do something about that. Usually when I hop between programs, I tend to like flatten everything and just keep everything on like a paint over layer. That's sort of what I do when I work between programs. It's like if I'm not doing something that's like layer specific and I'm just painting on top of the whole deal, then I'll just do that. I don't really try and do like a wholly intact PSD the whole time. It's just like a flattened paint over file, and that's really what I tend to do the most. And then I take the layer that I painted on, like the new one on the paint over file, and I just copy that onto my like master PSD, so to speak. What, my Adderall? Is it for ADHD? Yeah, I have. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people have that, but for me, Adderall calms me down and keeps me focused rather than giving me like tons of energy. So that's why I'm taking it. Did you consciously try to improve your visual library, or did you just draw so much cool shit over the years it just accumulated? I both. Just by like doing a lot of stuff and repetition, you tend to garner a visual library of sorts, and also, uh, like when I'm working on stuff, I'm looking at things, right? Not directly as far as reference goes, but taking inspiration from whatever reference I can find that's cool, or I just collect things, or I have books that interest me in terms of visuals. And over the years, all that accumulates. And it's more of like, it's less of a conscious effort to do that. That's just kind of what happens as a byproduct of being interested in art in general. A few streams ago, you mentioned getting. Okay, this is the pre thing to Adderall. You mentioned getting on Adderall. Have you had any issues managing the effects on off days or when not working all day, since it supposedly lasts for 10-ish hours? Managing the effects on off days? Do you mean like when you take a break from the medicine? Or do you mean like when my day is off and it's not going good? I take breaks from it just because, I don't always like work through the weekends and things. Like that's time I spend with my family, so I try not to overdo any of that, and I also want the effects to be good for when I need to focus on my work. Well, I wasn't like, before I was on that stuff, I wasn't just like impossible to get anything done or nothing like that. It's just that I was having a hard time in like my whole life with focus, and I didn't realize that that was that. And I took the little test to get diagnosed or whatever to qualify for getting the medication, and I scored so high. I did so good on that test. It's one of the best tests I ever took. When you block in your initial value, do you prefer a harder or softer brush, and why? Depends. Depends what you're doing, right? Like you work big to small. It's kind of the rule. So do you broad? What if I'm doing a cloud? It's like, am I doing like hard then soft? I would say generally speaking, for me, I tend to do like a large kind of like a soft-ish brush, but a brush that like carves out forms and things without being like, it's not like a soft round. Like I never use those. I'll just say that. The softest I get is like a soft kind of, I don't know, line brush where it looks like I'm just drawing, but I'm implying a lot of things, like what I use in Krita. Right now I'm in the phase of detailing and texturing and all that, so that's what I'm doing here in Photoshop. Yes, I'm drawing on a Cintiq. Thanks for all the support on that last video. I'm glad that resonated with a bunch of people. I don't really give a shit to be like a YouTuber or whatever. I don't care. But I just wanted to say something because I see just so much doom and gloom crap everywhere about what's going on. And like, I feel like everybody who's just baited into that is like, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're just helping the algorithm just constantly pump out pessimistic crap about shit that isn't even real. It's like, even like the semi-positive outlook things I've seen, they still have like a negative pull and to get you to watch the videos and all that. And I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of seeing that stuff. So I was like, I was gonna, here and there I'll make videos just to combat how lame all that shit is. It's like, come on, guys, calm down, be realistic. You don't have to be huge dorks about this. You're gonna be fine. You just need to really, take it seriously. Do something. Not give up. Not just like throw in the towel when things are getting really, when you're getting pushed up against a wall. It's like you really can't just back down and say like, well, it's too late for me. AI is going to take all our jobs in the next 10 years. Okay. Are you just going to let those people say that that's absolutely what's going to happen? Are you going to do anything about it? Are you going to try? What does this help? It's like when my dad died, I didn't just go like, I'm done doing everyththing. Dad's dead. Oh boy, I'm clocking out of life. I really love that guy, but he's, it's all over now. It's like, no, you go through it, weather the storm, get to the other side, keep pushing. When you're going through hell, keep going. Blah, blah. Have you ever had problems with the line becoming shaky after a while with Windows Ink disabled? I don't use Windows. I'm on Mac. I hate Windows. I've gone back. I have like a little arcade downstairs, like one of those ones that's set up with like I don't know if it's a Raspberry Pi. It's just like a shitty little thing. Anyway, I have one downstairs, and it's pretty cool. But one of the problems is that it's Windows, and I always forget how shit Windows is. I go to use it, I'm like, no, how do people do this? It's so brutal. It's so brutal. I really don't like it. It's so not like user friendly. I got spoiled by this OS. Yeah, I don't care. Like, even if, like, I'll tell you from my side, it's like I've had work slow down and whatever. It's like I'm sure AI has something to do with it, but what if that's the case, right? What option do I have? I don't have the option to give up. That's off the table. So I'm just not going to. Like, I don't want to just talk about it. Who cares? It becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like it's that thing. Like I tell my kids this all the time. The story that you tell yourself is real. The thing that you say about yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that. If you say that enough, you'll believe it. If you say that you have bad luck, you're going to look for all the times you have it and you go, ooh, oh, that just proves that I have bad luck. Look at that. Because that's what you're focused on. It's that same idea of like, you know, look at all the blue in your room right now. Now close your eyes. Can you picture everything that's red? If the answer is no, well, it's because you weren't focused on red. And it's the same thing with your outlook. If all you ever see is the doom and gloom of what's going on, and that's all people keep pushing at you, and you let that wash over you and you take it as fact, then that's going to be your reality. And that thing that I was saying about like shit has always been hard. And I honestly think that in the past 20 years, like just like anytime you started in, let's say the past like 15 years, you've had a really decent shot at it. It doesn't mean it was easy, but you had a really decent shot at making something. But times before that, you know, any time in the 90s or like just before peak internet where everybody's on social media and can share work, there was no information about how to do this or where to go or who to talk to or anything. It wasn't like anybody knew anything about video games. It's like that job was never easy. Like I've talked to dudes who came up in the 80s doing like movie posters for film studios. And because I worked on that sort of thing for a little while. And you're like, how the fuck did you even know that you could do this? How did you even know that this job existed? Like, what gave you any idea that like you could do this? It's like when all you know is Drew Struzan. Like, how do you know that you too can do this and that there's a way into this industry? Like, what is that? And it's just this crazy amount of like confidence and willingness to take like a huge risk and do something against all odds, make it happen. That takes like a special kind of person. And as you lower the bar to entry like over and over and over, it's like, yeah, it's going to become easier. And you're not going to just get that type of person at the top. You're going to get everybody, which is fine. But eventually, you know, something like this happens and it's not so easy anymore. It's really going to be a matter of who can stick around and, again, weather the storm. Who can do it? I hope you can. I hope you don't give up. All right, I have to bullshit around on these columns and make them look like something. Has there been another type of panic like AI since I started? Let me think. I mean, not necessarily, no. I mean, there's been like little controversies in the art world, especially when it came to like the usage of photos and concept art and basically like making it so that, you know, you're doing these like mashup images. It's kind of like the kit bash thing. That was a thing for a little while, but as far as like a real major disruption like this, not really. Dave, what Patreon goal do we need to hit for you and Dan to call up Tommy Reffens and finally give us the full audio commentary of an entire season of Property Brothers? I don't know. I think we got to hit a super high goal. You know what's really funny about that is Dan and I were just talking today about Tommy. He's the other half of the Super Meat Boy team, Edmund McMillan, who just made Mugenics. Him and Tommy worked together on Super Meat Boy back in the day. It was like one of the first really big like indie hits on console. And I worked for those guys back then when that came out on the 360. I did art for them on their collector's edition release or something like that. Or maybe it was just their physical release of Super Meat Boy. And I've worked with Edmund since then, here and there. But yeah, we had Tommy on a long time ago on stream. We were talking about doing Property Brothers commentary. The worst thing ever. Do I have any videos in the Patreon archive where I talk about my Wacom and Krita settings? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, if you have major issues with it, you can always post up on like the Discord. If you're a member of the Patreon, then you should have access to that. And a lot of people on there have gone through something similar. And if you want to get my attention, you can tag me in something to check out. Yeah, anybody who's interested in supporting what's going on with my stuff, you can do that through the Patreon. It's the links in the description here. I'm going to be doing multiple updates a week. I have a real-time tutorial process video coming out on there. Hopefully I can do it tomorrow and just post it up. That was my goal. It's a pretty good one. I was happy with it. Let me see if I can pull that up. Do I have that ready to go? Turn the super chat on. I don't know how to turn the super chat on. How do you turn on super chat? I'm an old man. I'm not old, not really, but I just don't know what to do with this, so I'll Google it. How many gigabytes do your paintings usually take? I don't know. All of them. It depends what I'm doing. I'm so used to working on like production things or marketing images that I just work real large. They're usually a few though. They're usually like 2 gigabytes when they're done. But yeah, anyway, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, you can do that. I'm going to be making my like comics through there. I just decided that, you know, similar to what I was talking about in my last video, I just want to focus on doing stuff for me. And I want to get back to making comics and finish up Steve Lichman and then do everything else. I want to do Skull and Shark on there, and that's the goal. It's like if I ever had a Patreon goal, it would just be that, just to have enough of a income on there that I could survive and pay bills and just do comics. How do I not pig out on Reese's Oreo cups? I don't know. Get a sponsor. Somebody who can help you, watch you. Get some accountability in your life. Okay. Okay. Getting pretty close. I just need to do the banners. I'm like moderately happy with how Pig Ganon and Link came out. It sucks because I've changed my process a little bit since I started this, and I'm a bit more efficient than I was, and I'm just like, I mean, it happens to me a lot, but I'm just kind of like, god damn it, like I should have done it this way, and that would have saved me so much time. Is this a better cropping for the live videos? I just figured anybody who has questions about other shit, they can just ask. If settings and things, if you can't see them, I can bring that up. But just figure we can zoom in. All right. Have I played any interesting games outside of Metroid recently? Well, I wouldn't exactly call Metroid too interesting. I was not super thrilled about it. It was fine. Thanks. Yeah, I like Metroid okay. Uh, I was really enjoying Resident Evil Requiem. I haven't beaten it yet, but I'm pretty far along. Nah, I haven't touched Mugenics at all yet, but Requiem's been pretty great. I like the balance of the two systems and hopping back and forth between them. You were drawing along to my Alien vid last night? Holy moly, that's an old video. Yeah, you should, now that you're a patron, go back through the archive. I have about, I don't know how many videos I've done on there, but there's a decent amount. Yeah, I won't spoil Resident Evil, but it's really fun. I like it. I'm a fan. I really got to get my monitor fixed. You can't see that my Cintiq is all fucked up, but this image is so dark, and when I'm painting into the darker areas, the part of my monitor that has like stuck pixels where it's showing like red and green dots, that it's fine if I'm drawing or doing like a comic or something like that, but as soon as I'm doing a darker painting, it's like all I can see is that. So it's harder for me to even see what I'm painting. I have another one of these exact Cintiqs in the garage right now, which I could just switch it out, but then I gotta mess with all the settings again and do all that. I had bought it because I was in the middle of working on like a bunch of video game stuff, and I had like really tight contract, whatever deadline dates and stuff, and I had to find a way to get my Cintiq fixed, so I sent it out for repairs, and then I got a backup one just so I could immediately start working without having to worry about them shipping it back to me. And then that one ended up having the same issue. And that's the one I'm using right now. Have you updated your workflow much since the Alien Arm video? Oh, that one, the Alien Arm. Yeah, I definitely have. The most recent video that I'm going to be working up next, that one's gonna have my process that I've really been using the most, and I think that's, you know, every one of those I'm gonna feel like is the best one so far because it's just the most current one I'm using that's the most efficient. And anybody who's been like a long time patron of mine and has watched all those videos, you know that I'm just obsessed with things being efficient. So that's kind of what it's all about. It's like just finding the speediest way to get through something. And I think I'm there now. Like, I don't know, I might get faster at stuff, but for right now, I'm the fastest I've ever been. And I'm really happy with the way everything's looking. Everything that I've been doing for clients and stuff is, for me, it's like some of my like favorite stuff I've ever done of my own, in terms of how I've executed on it all, like texture wise, and just the general feeling of it is more in line with what I've wanted my work to look like for a long time. So I'm very excited about it. But you'll see that video soon. I'll have it for patrons, but also I'll sell it as like an individual thing on Gumroad and whatever. Just so, you know, anybody who doesn't want to subscribe can just check that out on its own. I can't even see what I'm doing. Shit. Oh no. You watched my most recent video and were inspired. Well, that's good. But watch out for that too, you know? Like, one of the things you gotta watch out for is inspiration. Waiting for inspiration. You can get like addicted to that shit. And I know it because I used to do streams all the time, like back in 2008, before there were streamers. I was doing live streams, and I noticed a pattern that would happen on those streams where I felt like I was getting reached out to a lot from people, and it was almost like they're like, oh, the tank ran out, can you fill me up with inspiration so that I can keep going? And I honestly felt like it was an unhealthy back and forth that I would have with people, because it was, I started to realize I was kind of teaching the wrong thing, because you know, not that I was being a teacher necessarily, but they were streams where I tried to help people, and I would do live work at the same time. And I wish back then that I had kind of done what I do now, like having children, where it's less of this thing of making somebody dependent on you and more about you giving them the tools to do it on their own. And I think, like, once you have motivation, that can be a nice thing to kind of get you started. Like that can be cool to be like, all right, I'm ready to do something. But then that motivation doesn't really mean much unless there's action taken after the fact, and you start to build like a discipline for yourself, whether that's through like a schedule that you adhere to or whatever else. But you got to be careful with that, because people who just become like addicted to like philosophical David Goggins shit that's on YouTube, it's like, yeah, but you're doing a whole lot of nothing. It's like you're watching other people be successful in a certain way, or motivated in a certain way, or, you know, achieving something that you would like to achieve, whatever it is. But it doesn't mean much for you as an individual unless you're acting on it every day and doing something. I used to say way back, like, and I'm talking about like back in like 2008, I just say, look at your day, look at how you're actually spending your time, analyze yourself, Give like whenever you think that you have no time, look at your screen time on your phone. Like be really, really honest. Like take an honest assessment of your life. What are you allocating your time to? And be brutally honest about it. Look at the hours. If you're not doing it a whole lot or you're not doing it at all, great. But if you are and you're still saying you don't have time, then, you know, that's not truthful. You need to really change your priorities and be like, all right, there's a couple things I need to do before I set myself on the right path. And one of those things I need to do is develop a discipline and break some addictions and shit. It's like, I wouldn't expect a heroin addict to be able to just pick it up and run with it and be like, hey, I'm going to be so efficient and work super hard, whatever. Like, no, you're addicted to heroin, man. And it's like when I see that stuff and people like pick up their phone every 2 seconds instead of being able to like maintain eye contact, you're just like, all right. I don't know if you're going to make it, man. I don't know if things are going to work out for you. That, at least not in the way you might hope or dream. It's like, because even when that stuff didn't exist, like when that stuff didn't exist at all back then, it was really hard. It must be so much harder with that stuff. Devastating. Hello. You're super reliant on inspiration. I know it's bad, but I have terrible discipline trying to work on that this year. Not this year. Just do it right now. Like, if you're saying I want to work on my discipline this year, that's crazy. That's so wide open. Saying shit like that, that's so vague. You need a plan. Why this year? Why not right now? What are you waiting for? You waiting for a sign from God? It's like, you know, to be hippie-ish, look in the mirror. You are God. Just tell yourself you're going to do it. And actually take actionable steps. Make it easy on yourself. When you want to work, when you want to get stuff done, leave your phone in another room. Leave it away, somewhere far away from where you're actually getting things done. Make it so the things that you do in the morning, like wherever you end up in the morning, whatever your place is, right? Put the stuff there that you need to do. You might be only thinking about it right now of what I need to do and study and do whatever or get disciplined or right? Set it up for yourself while you're thinking about it. Don't be like, I'll remember that. Why? Why would you remember it? You're not disciplined. Make it easy on yourself. And don't say that you're going to do everything. Don't give yourself this like Herculean task that feels impossible. Give yourself little victories. You know, if you're addicted to dopamine, if you're addicted to this instantaneous shit, it's like then you have to wean yourself off of that by giving yourself that same kind of feedback through positive engagement with the work that you want to do to be better, right? You can't just be like, I'm going to go cold turkey and then also do this crazy difficult thing at the same time. I'll do all of it. It's like, no, you have to treat yourself like you're getting out of that loop. So make it part of it. It's like, if you feel like that stuff is really hard to shake, then make it one aspect of improving. Like you're doing this other thing, put your other shit right there next to it so that you see it and you go, okay, if I were writing a book, try and just do 1 page a day. Just set the goal as 1 page. Not, I'm going to write a novel. I'm going to do this. Hey Dave, I've read on your post you use the mixer brush, but I can't manage to use it right. Do you mind explaining a bit more about how you use it, please? Um, sure. So this right here is one that I use, which is just a hard round brush. Set to sample all layers. Wet is 25%, load is 17%, mix is 81%. So I'll use this one for basic blending, and you can see, like if I zoom way in on my screen, like look at this line here, this textured line. I'll just go like from left to right. Bop, 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 bop. There it is. It's all blended in and gone. So anything like that, I'll use it for those purposes where I'm just trying to blend out some edges that don't need that sharpened visibility, that where that's kind of putting too much focus in an area that I don't like. And I tend to use that towards the end of what I'm doing. Okay. Is it somewhat similar to a smudge tool? Yeah. You could say that. All right. So, I mean, those are looking all right. I don't feel too bad about that. The thing that I'm more or less looking at right now, I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't separate things so much that I won't be able to do these adjustments on the fire without affecting everything. Sorry if that doesn't make any sense. I'm just painting on top of stuff right now and rendering here and there. I'm trying to keep track of where all the layers are. If you're wondering, it's like I keep everything separated so that I can paint behind objects without worrying about cutting through them. So these guys are on their own layer. This specific file was only meant for me to really be working on the background. That was it. I wasn't planning on having this be like some master file that has everything. But yeah. Okay. So I'm mostly happy with the way that's looking. Okay. I got a full-time concept art position at a game studio in Tokyo last year. The new in-studio hours eliminated my early morning drawing sessions, so I've started waking up at 6:30 a.m. and just draw some more. Cool. Do you have any advice for getting Magic the Gathering work? I would say work on stuff that's adjacent to it. Like start on lower end, like RPGs and things. Like whatever you can get work on now. Like I don't know if Paizo publishing is still a thing. I'm guessing it is. And then all the other, like go to a place where there are RPG books, right? Find them all. Look at the studios or the people that are making them and reach out to them when you feel like you could do that work and your quality is there, right? And then once you have that, then you can start to kind of like tailor fantasy work to Magic the Gathering's aesthetic through those because it's adjacent, right? And then from there, leverage that new portfolio you've built and apply to Magic the Gathering to hopefully get a job working on that stuff. That's my advice. That's basically what I did. Yeah, this when I'm done with this, I'll have the discounted print be available through the Patreon. And then I'll also have files up for people who want to download it and print it and put it on the side of their Jeep. You know, personal use stuff. And also, just because I did a YouTube video, it doesn't mean I'm going to do like a ton of those. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, and now I'm an influencer. I'm not going to do that. That's not why I did that. I was just trying to talk about stuff that I've been wanting to talk about, because I get a lot of questions about things like that when I'm live like this. And so I just wanted to have a public video addressing all that. And then soon enough, I'm going to be a YouTuber, and that's what I'm going to quit art, and I'm going to tell you all how to get work in the industry while also not getting work anymore in the industry. I'm going to go, here's 10 signs that your concept art portfolio isn't up to snuff. And then somebody in the comments is going to be like, do you work and any of that stuff? And I'm going to go, nope, I just do YouTube full time. And they go, so how do you know what to do? I don't. Yeah, I enjoy doing the work too much. I wouldn't want to do that. You want me to tell you how to grow your Instagram following? It's these 3 easy steps. Boobs, butt, no art. If you follow that, you'll become a very important person. Yeah, I'll sell Facebook ad courses for sure. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna make all sorts of influencer content. You'll see. I'm gonna climb the charts. Top 10 reasons that you're alive. You didn't kill yourself yet. Number 1. Whoa. You're gonna be like, holy shit. Is this Nietzsche? Yes, I am giving away the real secrets now.
I have the secrets to the universe. All you gotta do is follow my YouTube. All you gotta do is like and subscribe, and I'll teach you everything I know. Everything. I'll teach you the top 10 secrets of everything. The 3 things that you're not doing. The work, the effort, the discipline. Watching this video. That's your problem. I always like how disappointed people are when you tell them what it actually is going to take for them to get good at something. Like, what do you mean it's not going to be right now? But I want it right now, Dad. It's like, no, idiot. You have to devote your whole life to this shit. I've been doing art every day, all day, for 20 years. Like, literally. And that's like the last thing anybody wants to hear. What are you talking about? I have to dedicate myself to a craft to become good at a craft? Isn't there just some secret of something I'm missing in my studies that's going to instantly cure it? What are you talking about? I need to do it even when I'm sad? You're kidding me. No! That's when I take a break. When I need to pay the bills for my family. And I'm feeling a little bit like I don't want to do it today. That's when I don't do it. It's like, no, you just keep doing it. You do it like you have a job. And if you do it like that, then you can make a career at it. If you don't want the thing that you love to become your career, don't make it that. I happen to enjoy the pursuit of being super efficient and effective in a job. I like it. It makes me happy. Not everybody likes that. I like the grind. I like the pain, the misery. I like this world. It's a Cyborg quote. It's a Van Damme movie. It's very good. But yeah, that's why I could never do those videos, because I feel like ultimately all of my videos would come down to me just being like, and then just keep doing it forever. And maybe you'll realize, like I did, the thing that I feel like a lot of people realize is that the whole point of this wasn't about where you're going. It's the fun of learning it all as you go. And you go, oh yeah, that is great. I like it. Because if you're looking for a place to end up, you're going to be deeply disappointed, because that road does not end. You're never good enough. You're never good enough. I'm old. I'm quoting Van Damme. You're never too old to quote Van Damme. Don't let anybody tell you that. I'm 38. That's like telling me not to dream anymore. I was born dreaming. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm painting this pig. That's why I'm painting this pig in a throne room. Yeah, but you look 45? Don't even joke. Now I know you haven't been around people. I look like a beautiful 35-year-old. Dave, I've been a compositor in VFX for 12 years, and I kind of want to make the switch to illustration, but the only thing stopping me is the money in comp. Is the money in comp reasonable? Any advice? I mean, if you really love it and you want to go for it, then you go for it. There's not really much in the way of advice that I can give you that's like, start here. It's just if you have a great portfolio, and depending on what that portfolio is, that will change where you can end up and what level of job you're taking on. You know, who knows? Dave, you are literally 1 foot in the grave. Yeah, but guess where my other foot is? It's on the gas. You don't understand. I'm not like you. I'm the grave digger. How do people start now? You mentioned your video. You're gobbling up those AI's gobbling up those low end jobs. Yeah. Bah. You just got to go, honestly, like as hard as possible. You have to, you have to be pushing like crazy and looking for any entry level jobs. Like when I was talking about earlier about like finding lower end books that have illustration in them. That has to be kind of where you're aiming at, right? Like that was my aim back in the day before AI was like, okay, I'm going to go for these RPG companies that are hiring new talent. I can find a way in there. And I still think that that's absolutely a feasible option for you. Though there are a lot of places that aren't going to be using AI anytime soon, and that's a good place for it because their audience doesn't like it. It's not the end of the world. You can make it work. You can find a way. You got to get creative. If you want something bad enough, you got to figure it out. I'm just saying there is a way to do it. Have some critical thinking. Put yourself in a position to look for these things. Start thinking about where all those opportunities may lie. Like I had questions like you have questions when I started. And I didn't always get answers from people. I had to just kind of put pieces together and figure stuff out by like looking around of, you know, okay, where could I fit in? Sometimes you find things that you never would have found if you asked around because artists were, you know, you find something that artists weren't doing. Like for me, that's what I found. I started doing art in, well, I was doing like realism stuff for like Magic and whatever, like Applebot back in the day, blah, blah, blah. I was doing that sort of thing. And then I got asked by a movie studio, Fox. They were like, can you do some compositions for movie posters? And I said, sure. I started doing that and that was fun. And then I got work through channels in that same sort of little industry. And they were like, oh, we need somebody to paint up like a semi-realistic version of this hacked together model we have for an upcoming movie. We need to put out marketing material, but the model for the film's not done yet. Can somebody make this look real? And that, I was like, I can do that stuff. Like, I can paint monsters from my imagination. I was like, I could do that. And I found a little niche for myself, and there was only graphic designers in that field. There weren't illustrators like me who could paint that stuff. And so I just jumped into that, and I became like one of the only people in that little space working on those types of projects. It doesn't mean that that exists literally the same exact thing right now for you. That's not my point. My point is that I saw an opening somewhere that was not being filled by an artist like myself who had a skill set that applied there, and I jumped at it, and I became somebody that could ask for like specific rates that were at the time way outside of where I was getting paid at that time. Like I was just like, oh, okay, this is way more money. These places have much higher budgets. This is great. And I was able to like put away money at the time. Yeah. Anyway, that's just an idea of what I found when I was looking and trying to find like little niches for myself to fill, or places where I felt like an artist like myself would have an opportunity, but there weren't currently artists there doing that. But you do have to just think critically about it and take chances and look around and find an opening. And I was so obsessed with it that I just did that all the time. I just was always looking for something to do. I'm currently learning coding and drawing for 7 years. Am I cooked? For sure. You're cooked insofar as you let yourself be. Right? It's the story you tell yourself. That's what I was saying earlier. If you tell yourself that story, it's the true thing. You're going to believe it. You're going to act like that and behave like you're failing. Ba ba ba. Thoughts on Japan's little girl stuff? I mean, that could mean anything. The context I'm lost on. Is there a news story? Is there a Jeff Epstein in Japan? Because I'm not a fan. There's certainly a mix of artistic ability and entrepreneurial ability and thinking with the top guys. Yeah. I mean, there's always something that separates you from other people, and it's whatever your ability is to work within a certain field and adapt to it and change when things need to change and have some creative thinking, not just in like the art itself, but in your business. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to succeed the same way, or that everybody's going to have exactly the same output if they do what I did or what somebody else did. It's like everybody's different. I don't work the way a lot of other artists work. Like some artists are just cool loading up with one company and sticking with them forever. Like they'll just take the work as long as it's coming, and then they'll do their own thing on the side. And for me, I like doing everything. So I'll just switch up what I'm working on all the time. And I get bored at certain places for too long. And then I go and work on something else for a little while and just change it up completely. Like I love doing that. Like that's my favorite part about art, is just all the little mini challenges that happen along the way that you got to figure out. I mean, it's also the fun bit about freelance for me. You know, like being freelancer for 20 years, like you get, like after so much time doing it, you get the muscle for it, and you start to just kind of go like, oh yeah, like I can do this, or I've built up enough contacts over here where I could pivot and work at this place, or I'll figure it out. Okay. Stevie Lichmander, don't you dare be posting little girl art books in our Discord. I'm going to send the FBI after you. Excuse me, could you look at Stevie's hard drive? He has this book. It's apparently a secret book from Japan that he got. And it's not Miss Lasagna, although it should be. Yeah, that's right, Stevie. I saw your covert slip. I'll post it in the Discord so you all can check it out. I hate this kind of stuff, but I just have it all saved and ready to go, and I'll get it up ASAP. Trying to make my own animation brand on social media as I freelance as a storyboard artist. I hope to become a millionaire selling my character merch very soon. Well, I hope you do too. It's probably a good thing you didn't, Stevie. You don't have 1 foot in the grave, 1 on the gas. You got 2 feet in the grave. Okay. Algenflegger seems to be doing well, working mostly through Patreon now. Built up his own audience and creates a product for them. Cool. I have plans for what I want to do going forward. I'm just not going to say them until the Patreon's going well enough that I can actualize those things. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to say anything about what I'm doing. Not until everything's working. And when everything's working, then I'll slowly but surely say all that stuff. I'm gonna start a clothing line. No, I actually was thinking about doing t-shirts and things again, just because I liked doing that back when I did it, and it's way easier to do now than it was. An NFT line, I wish. I still get offers. It's crazy. I still get offers for NFT things. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Also, anybody on ArtStation, like, do you guys get that weird scam message? I get this scam email like all the time where they're like, we want to work with you on making a mural of your artwork. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's like from multiple people. I'm like, what even is this scam? You want to make a mural of my artwork? What's the scam? I haven't asked what the goal would be to make the mural, but I see it so often. I'm like, what is this? Like, what's it mean? Okay, everybody knows what this is. All right, what is it? Is there like a thing I don't know about? I've never responded because it's a scam. Clearly, it's so stupid. Honestly, how do I manage my time to do everything? I manage my, like, this is going to sound, again, it's one of these things where, like, that's not advice. But let me tell you anyway, because it's just the truth. I, I manage my time by, number one, I have, like, a pretty set structure. So I know how I'm going to spend my day. I have an idea of all my work that's lined up for that day, and I do nothing but that work the whole time I'm sitting at my desk. That's all I do. I don't look at anything. I don't do anything else. So that's it. I'm just super focused for that time. So that's part of it. And then the other thing is I just constantly try to get faster. And that's the secret, is I'm becoming more efficient and faster over and over and over and over and over until time is, you know, until I have more of it by the end of the day, which is not, that's not advice. Get better, get faster. Like, all I'm saying is get good. That's not helpful. It's just the truth. That's actually what I'm doing. I want more time, so I get faster. That's what I'm doing. I'm willing myself to get faster by constantly critically thinking my process through and going, what's a more efficient way of doing this that I don't see right now, but is clearly here? And then I figure it out, and then I do that. I go, my strengths are this. Now, how do I get to that? How do I find the thing that harnesses my strength the best? And I can use that. And that's what I do. And it is not helpful for you. It's not for you. That's me. All I can tell you is stuff that I know works, like do it a lot, work a lot, practice a lot. There you go. You're like, yeah, but you didn't say the stuff that the YouTubers say, where they tell you the secret things that you're missing in your concept art portfolio. I know that, because that stuff's all crap if you're not good. You have to be good at it for any of that advice to matter at all for you. That's like advice that you give people once they're already doing something and they already have skills. What I'm telling you is that you need to become dedicated to something that you love and have it be what you do and have it be your whole life. And then that's it. Think of anybody who's great at anything, like really, truly great. They don't have balance. They don't have anything. I mean, let's be real. That's just what they do. They do all of it. I feel like most problems in art can be solved by getting better, improving your skill. Yeah, essentially. Well, I hate it because it's like in lore from the star said, so basically whiplash. And it's like, yeah, yeah, but to yourself, like a self-inflicted whiplash. Like I'm both of those characters in that movie at the same time. But except I don't hate myself. I'm pretty positive and I feel good about it. And I like having little breakthroughs and working through this weird puzzle box of doing art and trying to figure out the best way to do it. I enjoy that. I I enjoy the grind of doing it all. That doesn't mean you have to do that. I'm telling you what I like, okay? Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying what I like. I like doing that. I like grinding. I enjoy pressure. Pressure makes me better. It doesn't make everybody better. It makes me better. I love it. Okay. All right, everybody. If you're here, you're here. Hello. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your support. If you want to support me more, patreon.com/Dave Raposa. Bunch of stuff on there. Literally hundreds of hours of shit. For years. It's $5. And then you get access to it for like years of content. You gotta check that out. And I'm gonna be doing it a lot for the future. That's my goal, is to build it up and do personal work on there and have it be more my priority. Because the past 2 years I was working on video games a lot, and every time I tell myself I'm gonna do my personal projects, and then I would find a reason why I can't, or I was saving up for a house or whatever. A million things come up. When you have a family, when you have children, there's 1,000 excuses to not do that stuff. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do work. I'm going to make these things, and you're going to see it. And hopefully you can help me bring about the next Steve Lichman, the next Skull and Shark project. And I already thumbnailed out the whole first issue of Skull and Shark. That's all, written out and whatever. It feels great. I'm really happy with it. So stuff's happening. And I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. And yeah, I'll be back on here next Thursday, the same time, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, whatever that is for you. That's the time. And I will probably be done with this pretty soon. I wanted to practice some stuff as far as the execution of this like current iteration of my style and process. And I feel like I got it. I feel pretty happy with it. Like this is pretty close to what I want to do. You know, once I like adjust everything in this and do layer stuff and whatever, like I feel like it's going to be solid. Yeah, Skull and Shark. It took a while, to be honest. Skull and, like, when I released the initial stuff, I was like, looking back at it, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not, I was so inexperienced when I thought of the idea initially that I was just like, this is just cool and I like it. And I had an idea about what the thing would be. But when I really dug into it, you know, if anybody's watching this and you're like, what are you talking about? You can look on YouTube, search, or just go to my channel and look for Skull and Shark in my videos. It's there's like a teaser trailer there for it. Anyway, if you watch that, you'll get the general idea. So anyway, I had done that and I didn't really know what I was doing. But after writing for like TV pilot stuff and doing that a ton for years, and then doing all the Steve Lichman stuff with my buddy Dan, it's like I was like, okay, I kind of know way more about how to do this. And now I know what it is. It had been written years ago, the whole thing. That was like, yeah, this like the first big project I completed with Dan, and we worked it out. We spent like days and days and days like going to this one bar every day in Boston, and we would just work it out. And we were super happy with it, but like in no way could I have done that at all back then. Like I barely got through making the Steve Lichman books without feeling like I was going to explode from the insane workload of it. So having that realization, experience, and knowing what I'm capable of and what that amount of work is actually going to look like, coming back to it, I have context for how to do this and have my own publishing company. It's like, so yeah, know what I'm doing now. So look out for that. I'm pretty excited about it, and it has not a different direction, but the correct direction it should have had from the start, knowing what it is. Not trying to make it fit into something else, which is what it was when we first wrote it. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I will talk to you next time. Post will go up on the Patreon probably tomorrow at some point. I'm going to get it out as soon as I can and have that up with the new tutorial. Okay. Later, everybody. Appreciate you. See you next time.